Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing chapter 2 of the Derry love story. I've been reading a fan fiction off of Wattpad, and I will link the Wattpad in the description. The Wattpad author is Min Yu Min. I don't know how to say it, to be honest, but chapter 2 if you want to go and listen to chapter 1. It's in the last video. So yeah, basically, let's get on with the video. By Christmas, Hermione had become extremely suspicious of Harry. The ball was a week away and he still hadn't asked anyone to go with him. Most of the students have asked the day it was announced, to ensure that they wouldn't go alone. They were eating lunch and she kept glancing at him. These weren't going unnoticed by Harry though. "What?" he asked, looking at her over his glasses, annoyed. "Who is your date for the ball?" he asked, and Ron almost choked on his food. "Excuse me, I'm right here." "I'm not asking him, butthead," she rolled her eyes. "I'm simply curious." Harry just shrugged. "I don't have one yet." "It's a week away, Harry. There's going to be no girls left. And you'll be alone, right?" Ron said. "So, maybe that's better." He continued to eat. Harry didn't want to go with a girl. He wanted to go with his handsome blonde boyfriend, although that wasn't an option. Snape soon stepped up, making an announcement. "Can Slytherin and Gryffindor Quidditch teams please head over to the stadium now, in preparation for the game?" Harry stood up. "Thank God, now I won't be interrogated." He walked off, following the rest of the team. He just walked ahead of them, where the Slytherin team, and Harry couldn't help but stare at Malfoy's arse. Fred rushed ahead of the Slytherins, showing dominance as this team followed. Since Draco was at the back of the Slytherin pack, as Harry walked past, he slightly slapped Draco's arse and winked. Draco smiled and rolled his eyes playfully. After a while, the teams were ready in the stadium, and the stadium was full of chanting students hoping that house would win. But of course, Harry and Draco already knew who would win. As soon as the game started, both of the boys followed the snitch. "Ah, it's been so long since I've done this," Harry laughed happily. Draco smiled and watched his boyfriend. "I sometimes wonder how I let you on top when you act like this," he laughed. Currently, Gryffindor was winning, and Slytherins was starting to play dirty. You Slytherins," Harry rolled his eyes as they both stopped at the side, losing the sight of the snitch. "Shut up, Potter, you're just jealous that we're better than you, and you know it," Draco glared at him. "At least we don't have to cheat to win," Hermione yelled from behind them. "Shut up, Mudblood, your boyfriend wasn't even gone enough to make a damn team. Good enough to make a goddamn team." Draco laughed as the team member high-fived him, also laughing. Harry glared at Draco slightly. Draco mouthed, "What?" Harry was annoyed at the pale boy for using the M-word against his friend again, but he understood that Draco only did it to prevent anyone suspecting their relationship. He still thought it was too far, though. Draco suddenly spotted the snitch go under the stands. The fabric they both flew over. Harry grabbed it quickly and smiled. "It's your week, Malfoy." Harry passed it to him. Draco smiled wildly. "Thanks, Harry." He pecked his pink lips and flew back out, holding it high as the Slytherin cheered loudly. for their team. "Oh man, I really thought we were going to win," Ron groaned. "Do you not think it's weird how both teams win every other game? It's always switches." Hermione looked up at Ron and sighed. "You overthink everything." "I agree with that," Harry laughed as he flew up to his two best friends. "What happened, mate?" Ron asked. "It was close, really close, but you know, Slytherins." He pulled my broom back and got it, but just before me. Harry shrugged. "That's cheating," Hermione yelled. "It doesn't matter, we've always beat them anyway." Harry laughed and flew off. The ball finally came. Everyone was already on their way to the hall. Harry walked down with Ron and Hermione before walking into the hall behind them. Since he didn't have a partner, the hall was decorated beautifully. Everyone was in ball gowns and suits. It was an amazing scene. Harry said hello to everyone on his way to sit down as he watched his friends happily. Draco watched him and smiled when he saw Harry alone. Maybe this was his chance to try to talk to him. One moment, he let go of Pansy's hand and started walking over to Harry when Ginny beat him to it. "Hey Harry, want to dance?" she asked. "Sure," Harry smiled. He took her hand, standing up. Draco's heart dropped. All he wanted was to dance with his boyfriend, but he knew that he couldn't happen. Pansy soon pulled Draco's hand onto the dance floor, and as the slow song came on, everyone started to dance happily, swaying their partners. But Draco couldn't take his eyes off Harry and Ginny. He wanted to be the one resting his head on Harry's chest, not her. He wanted to be held like that close to Harry, not her. He wanted to be the one who looked at Harry, not her. When Ginny reached up to peck Harry's lips, Draco pulled away from Pansy. "Sorry, I have work to do." He walked out the hall, moving around to see the people. Harry noticed his boyfriend leave and soon pulled away from Ginny. "Sorry, give me a moment." He sped walk out the hall. This was not something that went unnoticed by Hermione. Harry ran after Draco until he reached the Slytherin dorm. The door was open. He quickly snuck in it before it closed. "Malfoy?" Draco pulled his tie off and threw it onto the floor. "What?" he said coldly. "You know it didn't mean anything, you know. I know. I just hate that it's not us. I want to be. It's not us." Harry stepped over. Draco started unbuttoning his shirt. "I know I want it to be us." He kissed Draco softly. Draco immediately kissed back. During the kiss, Harry took his wand out and muttered a spell on Draco's lips. A song that started to play, and a pale boy pulled away, looking at Harry, confused. "What?" He was cut off. "Let's dance," Harry smiled, lacing their hands together. As they started to sway back and forth, Malfoy breathed in the other natural scent and laid his head on his chest. This is exactly what he wanted. This was perfect. They had never felt closer or more in love. Harry slowly leaned down and captured the lips of the blonde in his. Draco kissed back lovingly. Before gasping, Harry bit his lips. Harry slid his tongue into Draco's mouth, his shirt off. Taller undone Harry's tie not breaking his lips. Kiss. Harry took his own shirt off before pulling and pushing Draco onto the soft mattress. You are the only one I want, Malfoy, despite what your family has done against me, despite the fact that you are a Death Eater. Harry? I know it's not your choice. He kissed Draco's neck, making him moan. Harry moved down to Draco's chest before undoing his trousers, pulling them down. Draco ran his fingers through Harry's hair and moaned as the Gryffindor alarmed him. Harry? A female voice echoed. They both sat up quicker than they ever had before. They sat up in shock. This explains everything. She ran off. Shit! Draco stood up. She's going to ruin my reputation. Harry, my father. Hermione. Harry got dressed and ran after her. Please, look, we've been together for a while. You can't tell anyone, he begged. Harry, I would have never judged you for being gay, but being with a Death Eater. She said hurt. But it is his family, Hermione. It's not his choice. Draco is amazing, so kind and caring, even though he pretends to be. He's not. Hermione, please, just promise you won't tell anyone. Fine, but you need to think this through. She stormed off. Malfoy slowly came over to Harry. So, we're safe now? He sighed and looked over at Draco, smiling at his semi-naked boyfriend. Let's finish what we started. He pushed Draco back into his room. That was chapter 2. I'm going to read chapter 3 in this episode, I guess, or this video, because I want to and I just can. So yes. So yeah, let's see, read chapter 3. Chapter 3. Draco was walking with Goyle and Pansy as they went down to the lake. They were walking around, just laughing, talking about their potions class, which had gone very wrong since Ron has blew himself up. They personally thought it was very funny, but none of them particularly liked the Weasley. I hate that Potter. Always sticks up for the idiot. Pansy rolls her eyes. But it's fine, because Draco always knows just what to say to wind him up, right? Patted Draco's back, showing he was proud, but in a distant splash water he could have heard, "Ugh, you guys go ahead, I'll catch up." Draco ran off to the trees and the edge of the water. Harry was sat there, staring at the lake, throwing pebbles into it. Hermione was sat next to him. "How long, Harry?" she asked. 16 months now," he said softly. Draco smiled, knowing that Harry was talking about how long they had dated. "And you didn't tell me, or Ron. I understand, but for me, it was private, okay? And what were you going to do when you know who attacks? And Draco joins his side. And what are you going to do when he leaves you at the end of the year?" She looked at him, waiting for answers, although she knew she wouldn't get one. "I don't know, okay?" He threw another pebble. "All I know is I love him and he loves me," Harry sighed. "But he's still..." She looked up and noticed Malfoy staring at her. She sighed and got up. "Should I go?" I should go." She walked away, bashing her shoulder into Draco. Draco sighed and sat next to Harry. "Hey," he smiled softly. "Hey." Harry smiled back, held Draco's face gently, caressing it with his thumb. "She's right, you know," Draco looked over at Harry. "But we don't need to think about that right now. Right now it's okay. It is us, okay?" He grabbed Draco's tie, pulling him in for a kiss. Draco kissed back, pulling away. Harry used his wand to put a picnic basket in front of them, so it's a date. "So cheesy, Potter," Draco laughed. Harry pinned him down. "I love you." "I love you too, Harry." He kissed him lovingly. Harry kissed back passionately, yet softly. "Draco!" It was a voice that made Draco shake in fear. When his boyfriend was on top of him, it was 1,000 times scarier. They froze and they couldn't process what was going on. For father? Draco pushed away off of him, still shaking. To say he was terrified was an understatement. Lucius walked over, grabbed his son by the collar, dragging him. Harry quickly got up, following. "Lucius!" He panicked. He could see the fear in Draco's eyes, and it physically hurt his chest. "How dare you? What spell have you used on my son?" Lucius glared at Harry. "Nothing, I swear," Harry begged. "Please, just wait until Dumbledore hears about this." Lucius used a spell, cursing him. Him and Draco appear in an empty classroom. "Are you serious? No son of mine will be..." Oh my god, I can't say that. Sorry about that, got a little bit shocked by the word. Okay, we're not going to say that word because it's a little bit offensive to me. "Especially a Gryffindor. That's not just any Gryffindor, but Harry Potter," Lucius screamed. "Dad, I'm sorry," Draco cried. Sorry, that's not enough. You will be staying away from him. If that's what for the Dark Lord, I'd killed him myself. But trust me, Draco Malfoy, the Dark Lord will be hearing about this." "No, he's not bad, Dad. He's Draco. Not another word. My son of mine is not me." I can't say that. Sorry, another word I'm not going to say came up, and I had to pause for a second because it kind of took me off guard. So yes, let's get back with the story. "Draco, not another word. No son of mine will be a beep." He slapped him. Lucius went to Dumbledore's office with Draco following him, begging, crying. "Stay there." Lucius pushed Draco to sit on the chairs before walking in. Harry was already there. "Professor, this boy has been fooling around with my son. I want him to stay away. We need to keep the boy who lived messing around with a Malfoy." Lucius glared at the daggers with Harry. "I will talk to him, Lucius," Dumbledore agreed, and Lucius walked out and glared at Draco, who was still sobbing, before walking off without him. "Harry, what are you thinking? A Death Eater?" Dumbledore, shocked. But boys, any more of this and we will start wondering what team you were on, Harry," Dumbledore said, shaking his head. I'm disappointed, Harry. Stay away from him, or I will have no choice to expel you. Both of you keep away. Snape stood in the corner trying to process everything that just happened. Soon enough, Harry walked out of his office and saw Draco crying on the stairs. Harry looked down. Please. No, please don't go. Please don't leave me, Harry, please. Harry looked at Draco sadly, studying the boy's features, including the red handprint upon his cheek, before walking away. Draco stood up and was about to run off after him, but Snape stopped him. Let him go, Draco, he sighed. Draco fell onto Snape, sobbing harder than ever. Draco gently wrapped his arms around the skinny boy and trying to comfort him at least a little. Okay, so that is chapter 3. I'm going to stop this video here and read number 4 and the rest and some more in another video, because this is like a 20 minutes video already. So yeah, bye guys. Before, do the same as last video, basically just like and comment and share, comment down some stuff down below for me to read. I haven't got any suggestions yet, so it's kind of sad. If you like in this story so far, the story is going to be in the link in the description. So yeah, goodbye guys.